So I just found the place in November.
Good luck.
Hey, space left for one more buyer?
Yeah, why
It's best if you put a glass down.
Oh, that's good.
Because I didn't want this to splash on the wood.
Got it.
Just off the same street. But first whiskey distillery since Prohibition. And now
Welcome everyone. My name is Richard Hicks. I'm Senior Sales Director here. Can you hear? Better? Okay. Welcome to One Highline and the 8th annual CS Talks version here held at One Highline. We're so happy to have you all here this evening. And we're particularly thrilled to showcasing the East Tower finishes here and all the interiors done by Gilles Demoisier. For those of you who've been to the building, this is our first time holding a big event here, and we're very proud this evening to raise a glass and toast all of the success that we've had here at One Highline, which I'm sure many of you are aware of. For those of you who have already done deals here and visited us, I'm sure you'll be happy to hear about these incredible milestones that we have to share with you this evening. We have begun closings at One Highline beginning of last month, so people are living here in the building, both towers. Great success, on time, when we projected, all real speak, it happened. And we've also sold about $450 million, actually maybe a little higher than that up to this point. We had an incredible summer capped off by the sale of our $52 million penthouse in the West Tower. So needless to say, it's been an incredible success, and we're thrilled for all the stewardship of each of you who have brought your buyers here and shared with us in this success. And for those of you who are visiting One Highline for the first time, we offer you a big welcome. And if there's any questions you may have, you can either speak to myself or my incredible colleagues, Deborah Kern, Steve Gold, Isabel Hull-Fossas, Danielle Grassi, or Bonner Youngblood. We're all here to answer any questions you have, not just about the East Tower, but on the West Tower as well. And now I would like to introduce to you Alex Melendi from Astor Wines, one of our multiple partners that we're doing here at One Highline. And he's going to speak to some of the wine pairings that we're offering here at One Highline that integrate some of the build, I don't want to say building material, it sounds like we're putting rock inside the soda, inside the wine or something. But in some of the, a nod to some of the design talents here at One Highline, and Alex is going to speak to that now.
Thank you, everyone. I know we can go as deep as we want with what One Highline means to New York and the history of Astor Wines and Spirits in this city. And I will say, geology is a huge part of what we do at Astor, but the most important thing is we would not be here without the partnership that we are launching with Corcoran Sunshine. We've worked with David, Nicole, Caroline over the last several months, and it's been incredible to learn about this building and about the development over time in terms of from the ground up, working with the travertine, working with the marble, and how that links into what we're standing on and seeing tonight with this incredible view. thank you for allowing us to be here. I will say, in terms of the pairings, the incredible part of this is deciding what can we choose to pair with what this means. And we're standing in the residence. Dan Fink designed this with the interior, and we were thinking about what does that mean in terms of the pairing with a local cocktail. And intuitively, we wanted to match something local that would tie into what the city means. And of course, one of the most famous local cocktails in the world is the Manhattan. And so what you're tasting tonight is a local take on that with a local bourbon called Kings County. But there's also an Amaro that substitutes for the vermouth that adds a deep autumnal spice that is akin to another producer called Chinar. This is a local Carciofo Amaro that is made with an artichoke maceration, and they blend in autumnal spices such as allspice and cinnamon, and even some dandelion that brings a bit more of a floral tone to it. But just know the thoughtfulness of what this evening means in this time of year, and we have this incredible day to pair with. It means so much to be able to taste that in here with everyone after we thought about it for so long. And I'll say, as you go through with 20B and Gilles Boissier, incredible duo, and when we have a wine to pair with that, a very traditional white wine, it's a region next door in the Jura. So that's not Burgundy, but it has a history that is very similar but very different at the same time. There's a legacy of this one producer called Marquis d'Angerville that has a history of Volnay dating back to the 1500s. It wasn't until he blind tasted a wine that he realized he had been mistaken at a Parisian wine bar, and it was a Jura white. So that led him to discover this land and create a white wine of the Jura, and his world-class winemaking talents. It was not accepted first in the region, but it's some of the most impactful white wine from a grape called Sauvignon that you can taste in 20B. And even though it's traditional, it has a wildness that you just need to experience in your glass. And that did lead us in terms of 20C, when you get into what Artefacto has designed. The way that this building twists, it's incredible to find each view and just to experience the food and the wine, and even just the ambience of what the energy is in each room. When we found that there was an orange wine that we could pair with that, it really blew our minds, because many times orange wine is seen as a lesser version of a wine. It's a skin contact white wine that is a little bit like a red, a little bit like a white. But ultimately, when you pair it with an earth tone, which is like the beets, you get this flavor that just explodes. And Paolo Bea, legend of Umbria, not Tuscany, just like not Burgundy with the Jura, not Tuscany, but Umbria. It's one of the most ancient varietals of a clone of grape called Trebbiano that has 8 years of age now. And it has incredible concentration of color, flavor, and texture that you don't find in almost any other white wine I've encountered. And because it's an orange, it's a category that is up and coming, a little bit more modern, but has a history that dates back also to the 1500s with this region. And so we were trying to tie in history, energy, just intense flavors, but with an elegance to them. And I know with this building, the first time I walked in and I saw the marble right in the lobby, you cannot believe it's like a museum piece. You'll see that it's cut directly down the middle. There's incredible vein work. The white just explodes out of that. And it's also from one region, it's called Calacatta marble, one region in Italy that you have to farm. And we thought if we can tie in those flavors to specific terroir, it ties into the Roman travertine, which dates back to the Colosseum days. It dates back to the marble, which took millions of years to form, also formed from limestone. That's the geology part. We won't get bored with that, but just know, from the ground up, it takes a building to come up, just like it takes a vine to grow, and then it takes people to craft that into something, and then talk about it, and to become something. So, just like Manhattan, it starts with a cocktail, it ends with a wine, but really, it's a story of building up from the ashes, and it goes back thousands and thousands of years. I'm just privileged to be here, talking in front of you. We're at Astor Wines and Spirits, we talk about this every day. But in terms of what it means to One Highline, we are launching a partnership with each residence. So anytime that they have a question, they can reach out to us directly. We'll have an initial consultation, talk about their interests, talk about what they love about wine and spirits. The residences with their in-house wine program, it's also tying into the wine fridge. We want to help you stock your bar cart. We want to help you fill your fridge. We also want to make it fun. So in terms of what we have, there's over 5,000 selections at the shop. It has an incredible diversity from your everyday bottle to the most expensive, rare thing that you can't find anywhere else in the world, wine and spirits. So you're looking for Chateau Margaux going back 30, 40 years, we may have it. You're looking for your everyday bottle of a world-class Côte d'Or, we also have it. But just know that in terms of what this building means to New York, when we had this partnership formed, we just knew the ideas were endless. And I didn't want to bore you with all the details of what the wines mean, but just know every time we walk in that door, we have that thought in terms of how we want to make your day special. And if you get a feel of that, that's also why we're here, because this building makes New York special.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. People's agreed to, and now we have to go leave it to people for that. So, thank you all again for being here. We really appreciate it. Really enjoy your evening. Enjoy the multiple units that we're showing to residences that we're showcasing on this floor with comparing some drinks. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to each of us. And thank you again for coming to One Highline.
Right down here.
You did film the whole thing, didn't you? Good.
The color in and of itself is
Good to see you again. Did you go to the one this morning? How was it?
It was not much to see, but
Really?
it was a good talk
What did they talk
about the
about?
market.
Okay. I feel like that's always good. That's good. But it wasn't much like. Okay.
This is definitely
This is nice. Yeah.
hello.
What's different about like
Welcome into my study.
Bathroom.
Need a pen? This is the littlest room.